Hello. Hello, everybody, and welcome to FTB Sports, the Liverpool versus Real Madrid Champions League game. And on tonight's show, I'd just like to say hello to our regular, our master, Stoney. Hello, Stoney. How are you? And happy bank holiday.
Thank you very much. Good evening, Pato.
And Artie, how are you? And happy Easter.
Thank you very much. I'm all good. Good evening. Good evening, everybody.
You've come back for the second dose, yeah?
Oh, I'm fighting fit already, man. I'm ready.
You're training with the guys, have you? Good to see you. Like to see you fight and talk.
Ready.
That's you, man. Right, and I'd like to introduce, we've got another debutante tonight, and it is AKA the Cop Artist. As you can see from his beautiful art behind him, give us a wave. The Cop Artist.
Hi guys.
Welcome,
everybody.
How are you, Cop Artist?
I'm very well, thank you. Yourself?
Oh, very well. Have you had a nice Easter?
Nice and quiet, apart from working. I'm more at Liverpool artwork.
On your artwork. Okay, so as you can see, look at all his beautiful pictures in the back, which is his pride and joy at the minute. He's just showed us a little glimpse of Kenny Dalglish, but it looks fantastic how it is at the minute. So don't forget, everyone at home, welcome, and don't forget to subscribe, like us, spread us, share us everywhere, and happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter, everybody.
So today we're going to be talking about Liverpool facing, well, the Giants, the mighty. They were, I'd like to say, but I'd like to say they are the mighty, the Giants, but not as so much now, I believe. They aren't the team that we faced in Kiev. And I was there, and I actually broke my foot.
Yeah.
For my own cast, but it was worth it because it kicked Ramos in the head. Absolutely worth it. Absolutely worth it. It is called a footballer's injury, and when I did tell the surgeon how it happened, he was also pleased as well because he was a Liverpool fan. So anyway, moving on, guys. Shall we start with our debutante? Let's bring them straight in. The Cop Artist. How do you see tomorrow's games? What's your views and what's your thoughts? Fire away.
Okay, well, I've been looking at some of their sort of recent performances, Real Madrid's recent performances, and to be quite honest with you, I don't see anything there to frighten us. They've come, into form a little bit since the beginning of March. They've won every game bar the draw against Atletico Madrid. But they haven't performed.
No.
Sorry?
When was the last time they were beat?
Oh,
a little while ago.
Sometime in February.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who it was against, but I know I checked back over the last month. And going back to, I think it was something like about the 3rd of March, they drew 1-1 against Atletico Madrid. But since then, they've had some sort of fairly easy-ish games, ones that you would expect them to win. But overall, looking at, history and Real Madrid's history, they are giants, as you say. But overall, their sort of performances haven't been great. And as we're coming back into form at the right time, and we have a pretty solid defense at the moment, things are looking good there. We've had players come back from injury, which is great to see. I can't see anything other than a tight win myself. I'm going for a 2-1 win.
Oh, that's for later on in the show. Later. Whoa. Get back in.
All right, reel me back in.
Really, you're back in. Well, thank you anyway. Great. Okay. And Artie, if we can go on to you next, what do you think? And do you agree with our debutante? Would it be good to put them on?
Same as Kev, like I said, I've been looking at them as well. They've been winning games, but they haven't been convincing. That's one thing. Is that could be good or bad, because sometimes, you know what, you have to win. Sometimes you want to win games even though you're not playing well. But for me, it's a positive that they haven't been convincing. I think their back line is not the greatest, and I think we really need to go at them. And I think if we go at them, rather than sitting back and counter-attacking or, you know, just relaxing, I think if we put the pressure on them, I think that's when they'll crack and we'll create loads of chances and we'll get goals. Definitely.
And Stoney?
I think similar to what you know everybody else has said on the panel as well. I think it's going to be a game that I'm definitely looking forward to. And I'm convinced as well that we're going to end up coming out with a good result as well. First leg away from home, I reckon we're going to get the win that we actually need, and it will make an entertaining return leg when they come back to Anfield. But nothing more than a win for us. Similarly as well, I think what the last 3 games that they've had. I'm not saying that I'm completely up to date with how they're performing in La Liga, but they're in the same amount of points of Atletico, 3 points behind them. So they've had a 2-0 victory. I think it was a 3-1 win. Prior to that, they had a 2-1 win as well, and then I think they had 2 draws. But you know, we probably have to look at it in the same way in which we're currently looking at Liverpool, and that is the way that we're playing in the league and the way that we're performing in the Champions League are completely different. So yeah, bring on Real Madrid. I'm looking forward to it. There's going to be people out there who are probably going to be questioning our squad and what we're capable of actually doing, but I'm comfortable with a win tomorrow. Definitely.
Yeah, I agree with all you guys. Some good points as well. Yeah, it is true that they're not the same. They haven't got Sergio Ramos. They haven't. I actually put someone in my team selection and then found out because he's confirmed the 21 squad, hasn't he?
Okay.
Yeah.
Zidane and who I had one man was gone. I wasn't even in the squad. So anyhow, and as you said regarding those games, I think he seems to favour the 4-3-3 a bit like Jürgen. However, he's done a few little changes of his form, hasn't he? The last one was
he played a 3-4-1-2 the last game that they actually played against Eibar.
Yeah. And he's even been known, but yeah, he keeps again. Because wasn't this what Leipzig chatted about? We're going to just put the midfield. They're going to put this wall. Well, if he plays at this, because I've heard this, that he's going to be wanting to play this, put this big midfield out. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. They're not at home, technically, are they? Isn't it their big rugby team? Their stadium. That's where it's being played. So, you know, hopefully they play like the B team as well. So anyway, good evening, Bossman James. Welcome to the show. He's a regular. Hope you're well today and enjoyed your football too. Also, bit of a change. Well, as you know, FTB, it's you know, it's a relatively new and still growing company, so not everyone is able to represent the teams, but we do welcome people to come on our show because we're full of Liverpool love. Everyone's welcome around the world. You can always come on our show, fan or not, doesn't matter. So because this team who are doing very well at the minute, one of our rivals, but as I said, we welcome everybody. So we are going to be bringing to the show another team who were in Champions League, an English team, 33 miles away up the road from me. And his name is Blue Moon Ian, I believe. And he's itching to get on the show and talk a little bit about his team and quite a lot about us. Okay, so let's just welcome on Mr. Blue Moon.
Yeah.
Coming in.
Slowly.
Hello. Don't seem to be able to get him.
Probably in a few minutes. Not on with us yet.
We can't. Oh,
Hey, no,
It's happening. It's happening.
I'm here.
hello.
Good evening.
I'm coming out of the dark.
Perfect.
How are you?
Great. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you very much for letting me be on the show, and I've returned a little bit. God, maybe my Wi-Fi is a bit dodgy, don't know, but I'm sticking. I'm fresh from watching Crystal Palace do you guys a favour. Helping you into the top 4. So, and actually Everton deserved only a point because I thought they scored and then relaxed. And Richarlison, do me a favour, he's overrated. All he can do is scowl and look grumpy, but he sure as hell can't hit the goal.
Well, they are due to play yous as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
I
don't think Everton look very good.
We've won this, and you better whoop them then as well, okay?
Yeah. And I did want to say to your debutante, I thought I'd drop back into the 1980s, and I thought Roy Evans was on the show.
That's a compliment.
To be honest with you, I've had a lot of those comments lately.
Right, okay. So
I actually do wish Liverpool. I wish Liverpool well tomorrow. I want Liverpool to win. I want to see the downfall of those sweaty old entitled titans of Europe who've been bribing UEFA all the way, giving it the old fair play stuff. Bring them down. Real Madrid have played badly for quite a few seasons. La Liga is, I think, standards-wise on its knees. Interestingly, I think they'll change their formation a little bit. I imagine Marcelo won't play. They rested Cruz. He'll come back in, and probably Rodrigo instead of Isco. But that back three of Mendy, Nacho, and Milito, you should have no fears then. I think, you're going to run riot there.
Thank you.
And, I hope Liverpool get a positive result tomorrow because... And you can give all the jokes and City have no fans and all that sort of crap. But, Liverpool don't have that Anfield X factor this season with them. So they've got to put an extra effort in Madrid to get a positive result, knowing that they haven't got that crowd in the back pocket for the return leg. But good luck.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And regarding what you were saying about Madrid, I was there also when we played, when we beat Tottenham. And... it was hostile. It was very hostile, and I was sick of saying to them, "What are you taking it out on us for? We didn't knock you out. We didn't knock you out of the Champions League. But you thought we had. I think it was Paris Saint-Germain knocked them out. But they were very hostile, very hostile, very hostile. City. I vowed I'd never go back. I never have.
When City lost.
Yeah,
I hated it. I was there when City lost in the semi-finals to Real Madrid a few years ago. And number one, they fence off all the visiting fans. They put a net across the visitors up in the gods, treat them like lepers up there. The police are horrible. But also, they make it sound like they've got this big noise.
Because I'll cry. And it involves the police. But that's another thing. I wanted to just get tomorrow out the way. So let's forget about them and the hostile country and the hostile city. Well, moving on to the game, both games tomorrow. So yous have got Borussia Dortmund, I believe.
Yeah.
How do you think you're going to play it up against them, Mr. Blue Moon?
Yeah, I thought City were outstanding against Leicester with a makeshift team. I was stunned by how well they did. With none of their flair and fast players playing. I thought they did a really good job against Leicester. So I fancy the chances. I think Sancho is injured as well for Dortmund. I'm positive City will get a decent result. Every game I watch them, I get more and more impressed that they're playing the best I've ever seen them, no matter what team they put out. And Fernandinho is 36 years old next week. Bloody hell. If Fabinho, who's a bit like him, can play as well as that at 36, you'll be a happy bunch. But he's got to improve some to get to Fernandinho's standard.
Now.
My boys, how do you feel about Man City tomorrow playing Borussia Dortmund. Let's go, what's your opinion? Because at the end of the day, we never know whether we're going to meet these teams further along, do we? So we have to still keep our eye on every game in Champions League because there could be a future opponent. So what do you think? Starting with Stoney.
Well, I think at the case as well, at the current minute, I think, I'll probably extend on what Mr. Blue Moon was really saying as well. I think Borussia Dortmund, they're lying in 5th in their league at the moment. I think they're 21 points behind Bayern. But there's a complete difference in the way that they're playing in the Bundesliga to how they're playing in the Champions League. Clearly, they're going to want to try and get a result tomorrow. City are at home. And I think we have to be honest, as much as I'm not a Man City supporter, the way that they're functioning this season, they've clearly got no faults. I think defensively, they're showing how strong they are. And offensively, even without Aguero, they're still scoring in abundance. So I think it's going to be a really good game. I think for me, I'm probably looking at the matchup between how Man City will be able to manage Haaland tomorrow. I think that would be really interesting. The game that Man City obviously just had over the weekend, similarly, Pep's completely changed the back line as well. So it will be interesting to see whether Stones and Cancelo actually come back to actually play in the defensive line for Man City against Borussia Dortmund. But I think it's going to be a good game. I want Liverpool to win every single game that we're involved in, but I'm also quite proactive in seeing other teams within the Premiership actually doing well. So I think it's going to be a good game. Very good game.
Artie, what about you?
Very magnanimous.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the game as well. I think it's going to be a very good game. But I think right now, Man City are in such a groove. They're just unbelievable. You really struggle to find weaknesses in their team and their chinks. They play without a striker sometimes and still end up scoring 2-3 goals. Like it's just they're right now they are playing some phenomenal stuff, and I think it's going to be very hard for Dortmund to beat them. Dortmund are not the same force as they was before. I think they're going to miss Sancho, and if they know about Haaland, so they'll be looking to do a job on him. And if they keep him quiet, job done for me. Job done. Definitely.
But
Yeah,
they're almost
bizarrely, City were as bad as Everton back in November.
Yeah. City are almost playing as good as how we did last season. But what do you think, the cop artists?
Well, really, just to enhance what these guys have said, I can't honestly see anything other than a win for City. They've played exceptionally well this season. They've got a great squad. They've got a great manager. They could put 2 teams out against Borussia Dortmund. They have that strength in depth. They play some electric football, and like I think it was Artie said about they play sometimes without a striker. They've got some great attacking midfielders. Gundogan's been exceptional this year. I can't see anything other than a Man City win. I think they will keep an eye on Haaland. They have to, because he can score for fun. But apart from that, like you say, Sancho's out, so I can't see them really threatening too much. So I'm definitely going to go for a win for City on that one.
Okay. Yeah, I think tomorrow City probably will win the game. It's over 2 legs, isn't it? So I think they will win. Does anyone understand what this means? Boca Juniors over River Plate?
I mean, we've clearly got somebody who's tuning in from South America, and I know we've mentioned that on previous shows again. And just to that viewer, whoever they are, I mean, Boca Juniors played River Plate on the 14th of March, and that was 1-1. To my knowledge, I don't think they've actually got a fixture again, so we're not actually too sure. So Boca Juniors versus River Plate, 1-1. Whoever you are, if there's something that you want us to continue commenting on, please share that in the comments, and we'll be able to elaborate on that for you.
Yeah, anyone wants to come on the show, you're more than welcome. As I said, Liverpool love, all fans welcome. Come on, get your voice heard. There might be something you want to say. Get it out there, get on the show. or put a question on. Get on and put your questions on. As I said, on your laptops, there's a bell at the side, but it's not on your phones, but you can still comment on your phone. So any more? Who's this? We have Millard Supporter, Liverpool. And it's we're going to win. I'll take that as we're going to win. What do you think, guys?
That's a fingers crossed, yeah. No fingers crossed. We'll win.
I think they're on about us. Right, guys, I think it's time to do our team selections. My favourite bit. And also, don't worry, Blue Moon, you can pick your team as well. I'd like to see if you got it right in the scores. So let's start with, it's got to be the debutant, hasn't it? It's got to be the cop artist. Take it away. Who's your team for Liverpool?
I think it pretty much picks itself, to be honest with you. Looking at our previous performances, he has to go with Alisson, obviously, in goal, with back four of Trent, Kabak, Phillips, and Robbo. Midfield, I personally would go with Thiago, Gini Wijnaldum, and Fabinho in the holding role. And the front three, I'm going to go with Jota up front. You've got to start him. We need a good start from them. So Jota up front with Mane and Salah, Firmino on the bench, that pretty much picks it. I think the only sort of, is he going to pick him, is he not going to pick him, would be the Jota Firmino situation, because we all know Klopp loves Firmino, but the informed player is Diogo Jota. So you've got to play him.
Are you still going for the 4-3-3 then?
Yeah.
So you're looking at a 4-3-3.
Yeah.
Okay, Artie, how about you?
Yeah, Kev said it all. Exact same team for me. He needs to play Jota. We want goals. We want goals, and that's what Jota brings to the table. We want goals, and not even that. He's also going to bring that fear factor. They know he scores goals. That causes problems as well. He starts to make those runs and things. He's going to pull people out of position, which leaves spaces for other people to come through as well. So definitely 100% for me. He starts Jota. We need a good start. There's no point in playing it safe and then we go behind and have to try and fight to come back. Let's get a good start. That's what we want.
Okay, how about you, Stoney?
I think it's going to be quite interesting as well. And I think the starting selection, I think, has been perfect down to a T. I think with Milner starting our last game, I think it was more probably to do with Klopp thinking about the amount of games that Robbo had actually played for us. So with Milner with Milner starting, he was able to take Milner off. With Milner starting, he was able to take Robbo off. Robbo slipped into the left back for us. And then at least he was already in a rhythm for the game as well. And then, we brought on whoever was needed to, Jota and everything, and we got the result we needed to. I think what's going to be quite interesting to do with tomorrow's game is I wonder if Klopp is going to start in the same formation, so our 4-3-3, with Alisson in goal, Trent, Robbo, left back, right back, Kabak, Nat Phillips there, with Gini, Thiago, and Fabinho playing in midfield, and then start with Firmino, Salah, and Mane, and then revert back to the 4-2-3-1. So when he does actually bring Jota on, if he does, then we change to the 4-2-3-1, because that's what it seemed as if we played when Jota actually came on. So I think he'll start 4-3-3, 4-3-3, and then we'll switch to the 4-2-3-1. But I think Firmino's going to start instead of Jota. And then, Jota will come on. Because the thing is that I'm trying to think is when Jota starts, Jota delivers. When Jota comes on, Jota has an impact. I'm thinking of the reverse side of it. If Jota starts and Jota has to come off for whatever reason, and then Firmino comes on, will Firmino have that same impact that Jota would actually come on if it was a reverse side? So that's why I'm thinking that Firmino is going to start and Jota will actually come on. So 4-3-3. Bobby's going to start. And Jota will actually come on. That's what I'm thinking.
Mine's exactly the same. Exactly the same. I think it'll start off as a 4-3-3.
Yeah.
And it'll revert it to the 4-2-3-1 as soon as
3-1.
Jota's on.
Yeah, because even with that 4-2-3-1, to think of it, okay, if you think that we've got that front four of having Bobby, Jota, Salah, and Mane, that's quite breathtaking. And it's not top-ended because we're clearly shown that our midfield can obviously look after itself, and we're slowly seeing a partnership development with Kabak and Nat Phillips at the back. So to think that we can possibly end that game, as I said, in the 4-2-3-1 with the top four there, I think that would be a positive as well. So yeah, 4-3-3, I think we're going to start, and we'll end the game in 4-2-3-1.
Okay, and how about you, Blue Moon? How do you see your team faring?
Firstly, I want to know, is Freddie Mercury in goal for Liverpool tomorrow night? What's that moustache on Allison looking like?
Oh, wow.
He looks like a 70s porn star.
That's an extra pair of hands, that Muzzy. He'll save.
I tell you what,
That'll bounce off.
if that gives us even if that gives us one additional percentage to actually add any additional confidence to our goalie in the squad, then I welcome that. But yeah, it was a very interesting fashion statement, that was, to say the least.
It was a fashion statement of a porn star in the 80s. I'll give you that one. Anyway,
wasn't even conceived them, was he?
The City team, yeah, I think they'll bring the players they rested back. They'll bring Bernardo Silva back in. They'll bring Gundogan back in. They'll bring Foden back in. They'll just play with Rodri. Fernandinho won't start. And Aguero. I felt embarrassed for Aguero when I watched him on Saturday. I really did. He was so behind the pace of the game. It was worrying. Bearing in mind he's had two internationals and training. So without Aguero, without Fernandinho, and bring his guys back in, I hope we don't play Mendy, and I hope we play Cancelo at left back with Walker at right back. Well, take your pick. I really don't mind Stones and Diaz, or Laporte and Diaz. And gosh, I'm talking to a bunch of guys where you just been despairing over the back, and I'm shrugging my shoulders and say, well, yeah, take your pick. We've got 3 world-class player centre backs, and they're playing, out of their skin, and Nathan Ake on the bench. So just take your pick. I think that's what Pep will do. But all I'd say is, there is 1% of me that goes, oh my God, Pep is capable of weird selection in the Champions League in days gone by that has gone dreadfully wrong. I just hope he's learned his lessons. I really, really hope Pep has learned his lessons. And we'll do a Leon. Sure, do a Leon. Not pick any of the back-in players. Surely learn.
What's your score?
Yeah.
Blue Moon, what's your score prediction then? You're cutting up a bit. You are cutting up.
My reception's awful. Sorry.
Okay, so guys, we haven't done our Real Madrid team. Should we go to Real Madrid teams then? So let's start with Artie. Who's your Real Madrid team? Who do you think he's going to play?
I don't really care who he plays. I don't care who he plays. My main thing is, I know that he's not been getting on with. He's not been getting on with Isco. I know that they've had a bit of an issue, which is good for me. I like that because Isco's a quality player. So if he's got a bit of an issue with him and he doesn't play him, that's brilliant. But for me, those are 2 of the players you need to watch would be Isco and Benzema.
Yeah.
Benzema's old salt walk. He's got that class, and if you give him chances, he will score goals. But I'm to be honest, I'm not fussed about their team. I'm not fussed. You don't look at their team and think, oh my days. You don't look at their team and think worried with any of their players, really. Not at all. Not at all.
Okay, Stoney.
I think it's one of those things as well, and I think Blue Moon actually touched on something which was quite important earlier, and I just want to kind of extend on it as well. And at the moment, Real Madrid have been playing a combination of the 4-1-2-1-2, or they've been playing the 4 or the 3-4-1-2. Yeah, but I think the one thing that Klopp's actually done is, regardless of what the formation that the opposition are actually playing, we stay true to our beliefs in how we wish to play. Okay, so 9 out of 10 times we'll actually play the 4-3-3. All right, so whether Madrid start in the 4-1-2-1-2, or whether they start in the 3-4-1-2, I'm convinced of a win. If they start in the 4-1-2-1-2, I think they'll have Varane and Nacho playing centre back, Mendy left back, Lucas right back. They'll have Quaresma playing in the deep lying midfielder. I think they're going to start with Federico and Cruz, with Modric playing in the ambush, and they'll start with Vinicius Jr. and Benzema up front. If they start with the 3-4-3, then I think they'll still start with Mendy, Nacho, but they'll actually play with Milito. Lucas will actually come higher up to playing in midfield, so they'll have Lucas, Quaresma, Modric, and Marcelo on the left back. I think Isco's going to play, and then they'll probably start with Benzema and Vinicius Jr. up front. So yeah, regardless of whether they play the 4-1-2-1-2 or whether they play the 3-4-1-2, we'll just see what Zidane's basically going to do. But I don't think it's going to change the way that we actually set up. I'm still confident that we're going to get a victory.
Okay, how about you, Kev?
I'm with Archie. To be honest with you, I really don't care what team they put out. We have to concentrate on what we do. We don't have to worry too much, in my opinion, on what they're going to do. Obviously, Klopp will have a plan. Unfortunately, Klopp generally doesn't tend to have a plan B. So we need to make sure that the plan A works. But for me, I think the only players really you have to look at watching would be Benzema, Modric, players like that. Because we know they can hurt you. Modric is a skillful player. He's a great passer of the ball. Benzema can score for fun when he's on his game. But they are suspect at the back. They do leak a few goals. Even to the lower league, lower Spanish teams in their league. They leak 1 or 2 goals on a regular basis. So that those teams don't have the Jotas, the Manes, the Salahs, but they're still able to score. So that gives me more confidence that we can get a couple of goals against an half leaky defense. So I'm with Artie. Put out whatever they want to put out. We'll still do you.
Okay, we'll see. I'm thinking like with Stoney. He changes formation. He can change formation. I know he does like the 4-3-3. I said that earlier. I like that off Charles Williams, by the way. Liverpool to win 3-0. Get in there, Charles. Right. I hope so. So yeah, I think a 3-5-2. I do believe he's going to try and put this wall in the middle, and I think to worry about it be that Casemiro, because he likes to lunge forward and he's good in the air, isn't he? I think he's one to watch. I'll be watching him. As you said, Zema, of course.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
like the score. And VJ. So pretty similar, but I had with me saying a 3-5-2, so I've gone for Varane, Milito, and Nacho as the back three, and then in the middle I'd put I'd said when I said about I'd put Vasquez, but he hasn't put him. Apparently he's not in the squad.
He's not in the squad.
Okay.
Oh, is he not?
Apparently no.
Okay, that's interesting then. That's interesting.
They came out and I put in Valverde.
Okay.
Now, in case it was the spell, they got the names mixed up.
No, because Federico Valverde. Sometimes he plays in midfield as well for them. Federico Valverde.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm putting him there instead because I've checked, and that Vasquez isn't being put in the squad. And also then, so we've got Luka Modric, Casemiro, we've just mentioned, Cruz and Mendy, and as I said up front, VJ and Benzema. Yeah. And because they were talking about Eden Hazard, but he is not in the squad.
Nah, he's not. I don't think he's fit.
But they were trying to scare with him, aren't they? Okay. So we've got Mr. Casparel. Come on, Real. Really, Mr. Real. Come on, be real, I think he means. Be real.
Yeah, he's got to be, come on, be real.
Stitches.
And do you know what? Do you know what interesting thing about this fixture is as well, right? Obviously, I'm aware that the Champions League is as important to Real Madrid as it is to our club as well, all right? So I think Real Madrid are going to be coming into this game thinking that they're going to win, and we're going in this game knowing that we're going to win as well. But they've also got a very big game after this fixture again against Barcelona. So they've got two massive games. So I'm not saying I have no managerial experience. I'm just putting it out there. I have none apart from Football Manager, which is on a computer game. All right. So Real Madrid Zidane may also have, the other thing in his mind as well today. Very big game against a team such as us, decorated highly in the Champions League. So he's got a big game against us, and then he's got a big game against against Barcelona on the 10th. I wonder if those two games will have an impact in terms of what formation he'll play or what players will actually play against us, knowing that he's got the game against Barcelona. Either way, it doesn't bother me because I'm confident we're going to win. But I wonder if that's going to be playing in the back of his mind as well.
I know in his press conference, he was very, what's the word? Gracious. He was very gracious, and he gave a lot of respect to our players and to Klopp. He spoke very highly of the team. So, respect to him for that. So, of course, they will be coming out gunning for us, I think. It's there. Well, it's a bit that our home. It's across away from their actual home, but they've got no fans there. As you've said, is that going to play a part? Because their fans can be just as loud as us on some days. They are a big factor. Yeah, it is a factor to them just as much as us. And as you said, Stoney, the other game that's coming up. So we've got Phantom Regs, Real Madrid to win 5-1.
So somebody needs to put his alarm clock back on. He's obviously dreaming.
Wow!
Yeah. I bet he's been on the sauce, I think.
Yeah, a bit too much.
Bank holiday. He's been on the bank holiday weekend sauce.
He's smoking too much wacky backy.
Yeah, he's overdone it, mate. He's overdone it. 5-1. I'll take that bet with him. Tell him I'll take that bet with him if you want.
Yeah, that's on.
Yeah, we'll have that bet.
We've got Mad B. Hello, Mad B. What's your thoughts on Firmino? He has been enhanced this season. Jota has to start. Well, we were talking about that earlier, weren't we?
Yeah.
Well, we don't know whether he will start or he'll do what he did the other day and bring him on a bit later. We don't know, do we?
Do you know what, Pato? If it's okay, just to comment on that. Thank you very much for Mad B for your comment, and Pato's always mentioned it as well, and we all do. We always appreciate everybody's comments, whether it's trying to dig us in our ribs or whatever. The fact that you tuned into to our show, we deeply appreciate that. Sometimes I think what's quite interesting, and I know I have that communication with a lot of my friends that support other teams as well. Statistics can be deceptive sometimes, right? Because sometimes people will probably look at the role. If you don't support Liverpool, you'll look at statistics and then you'll think that Firmino plays no productive role in how Liverpool actually plays. If you only look at statistics, okay? Because if he's an offensive player, you want him to either be scoring or assisting, all right? And if we were to only look at those statistics, then people may be in a position to say, well, he's not good for Liverpool, right? Remove the statistics and look how he actually functions in a team that Klopp wants us to play. And this is just my opinion. I think he functions very, very, very well. So just to go back to what Mad B was saying about Firmino playing pants, my opinion is that I think he hasn't. Do I believe that he probably could have played a little bit better this season? Possibly. There's probably lots of factors, and that will probably be the same with lots of players through other teams. But I still think he's played, or he's contributed a lot to us this season and all of the years that he's actually been at our club as well. So I don't think he's played pants. Just to answer your question here, Mad B, so thank you. Just wanted to get that out there. Sorry.
Anyone else got any thoughts?
No, I fully agree with that. Fully agree with Stoney there. Like he said, if you look, you have to look at the bigger picture of what he does for the team. And the reason why Klopp loves him so much is because he does exactly what Klopp wants him to do. I don't think Klopp even has to talk to him. He just needs to send him out there, and he knows what he's going to get with him. He does so much of knitting the team together, so much of the graft and hard work that allows Salah and Mane to shine. And people need to look at that. They sit back and really watch the game. They'll see it's people like him who make them shine and are able to create them chances for them players, or creating the space for them players. Obviously, we'd like him to get a few more goals. Definitely, I would like him to get a few more goals. But Bobby, keep doing what you're doing, right? Seriously.
Modric and Isco will be the danger men. Well, I think, did anyone mention Isco earlier on? Stitches saying he thinks these will be the danger men. Modric, yeah. Which is a great.
Definitely. Yeah, I definitely agree. But I'm not against our midfield.
Are we on 3-0?
Not against our midfield.
Get in, Stitches. He's going for the 3-0 tomorrow.
3-0.
That's fine.
We'll take that all day.
Exactly.
Yep.
Why not? I predict all four will start: Mane, Salah, Firmino, and Jota.
Okay.
No, can't see that happening. I can't see him playing all four at the same time. Not at the start. Maybe, from 70 minutes onwards, 65 minutes onwards, maybe, but certainly not from the start.
Yeah. I agree with you. I agree with you on that, Kev.
Well, Stitches, let us know the rest of your team then. So how are you going to do that then? What would that be? What's your formation if all four of them?
4-2-3-1, he's saying.
Yeah, he'll probably have Thiago and Fabinho.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's leaving Gino though. You can't leave Gino.
That's my thoughts as well.
Is that what he's saying?
Yeah. I can't see that. 4-3-3 start. If we end in a 4-2-3-1, then it's something that Klopp has actually done in previous games for us. But as you said, I know Thiago and Fabinho played the game, but also GG was rested. I understand he played all of the 3 international games for Netherlands, but he's a big game player. GG,
Yes.
he relishes games. These are the games that he's been at our club for. So I just can't see anything past the 4-3-3. But as I said, I'm not a manager. I have very, very, very limited managerial experience. So we'll see.
Genie's the original ever ready bunny, isn't he? He just goes on and on and on.
Yep.
Yeah. But they all look good in training today. I don't know if any of you saw any of the pictures from training.
Yeah.
Didn't they? They all looked happy and perky. And because the sun was shining, it was nice. It was a bit brisk for them, I know that, but they looked like they had a really good session, a good stretch out. So, and hopefully, everything stays well.
Every game that we've you can see the improvement that we've had over the last 3 or 4 weeks. All that's going to do is just continue to build confidence, and I think that's where we've been lacking this season is confidence. Yeah. And you can see that in their decision making, in their shooting. But the more confidence that our games have been building, then people are going to start to take more chances and make those passes that we've been missing. in between the lines and the through balls. We've massively been missing that.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you see that? He's Stitches again. He's saying, thanks, Stitches, for your brilliant comments. Love them. Thiago and Fabinho in the holding position, or Gini and Fabinho, and then Thiago a little bit more advanced above the line. Salah central, Jota, Mane, and Firmino behind him. See, some of us have left Firmino. Some of you have left Firmino out, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
And the defense picks itself. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Look, guys, it's time to get the scores. What's our prediction of the scores? And I'm writing it down this time so we can get it.
Well,
I'm going to start with really. Artie, come on, your first.
all right.
3-1.
3-1.
I'm going with 3-1. That's what I'm going for.
Liverpool will take it, yeah?
Of course. Dare you ask me that? Of course.
And then on to the cup artist.
I'm going for a 2-1 to the Reds.
Okay. Stoney.
I'm going for a 2-1 as well to Liverpool. But bearing in mind, please also bear in mind, any prediction I give always goes left field. I think any prediction.
That means mine's going to as well.
Stitches did 3-0.
Any prediction I give is always incorrect. So look, I'm gonna go for a 2-1 for Liverpool. I hope it's more, but I'm going for a 2-1 victory for Liverpool.
3-0, didn't he? Okay.
And you, Pato, what's your score, Pato?
Okay, I'm going to say.
You sounded nervous.
2-0.
2-0.
Scorers?
Yeah.
2-0. Yeah.
Who's scoring for us, Pato?
2-0. Pardon?
Who do you think's going to score for us?
I'll tell you who'll score. Jota. And I'll write that down as well. Jota. Jota and Fabinho.
Okay. Fabinho.
What is that?
Wow.
Nice. Perfect.
I can just see him. Later. And again, no one's mentioned again. Hasn't been spoken in the team, but he was training as well. Naby Keita.
Yeah,
Stitches will be happy with that. Okay.
Yeah.
None of us have named him again in the team, have we?
No, I don't think he'll start. He won't start.
No.
He won't start. Win the midfield, win the game, win the midfield battle, win the game is correcto, Mundo. I predicted the clean sheet, whatever and me too. That's why I went for the 2-0. I think we seem to be, good with the 2-0. Jota and Salah will both be on the score sheet. Salah, I mean, I hope so. 2-3, it could even be 3-0. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know. Feeling Jota and someone who we don't normally expect to score. I still
Alisson Becker to score.
Yeah.
Alisson
with his moustache.
David will come on off the bench, as will Ox. We still haven't seen Ox for the last few games. Have we? I don't know. I don't know about that one. I really don't know. Right, guys, so all the scores are down. Any last thoughts about tomorrow's game?
I'm just looking forward to it. I think something that I always mention in most games, I don't want any injuries for either team. I don't want any sending off. I don't want any controversial incidences. I just want a really good game, and I just want Liverpool to be victorious.
Yeah. Artie?
Yeah, I think Stoney gave me food for thought there because I didn't actually know that they were playing Barca afterwards.
Yeah.
So I think that's definitely going to be playing in Zidane's mind. Because imagine if you go and, they've not had the greatest of times over the last few seasons. So they lose to us and go out, and they lose to Barca as well. It's not really going to go down well. So I think that's definitely going to be playing in their minds. So yeah, that works in our favour.
And cop artist.
Well, we've already broken Barcelona. Okay, let's just go and break Real Madrid as well. All I want to see is a decent game, played in the right spirit, with correct refereeing decisions made, and none of this rolling around like the Spanish seem to do, or the Spanish teams seem to do when they get a little tap, rolling around like they've been shot with a Barrett 50. Do you know what I mean? It's it just becomes an absolute farce when that happens. If that happens, let's hope the ref actually pulls them up on it, because there's too much play acting going on in some games, and they need to stamp it out. So, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. I've got the ciders chilling in the fridge.
Good.
So I'm all ready.
Good.
Yeah, and Passo, don't forget we are European royalty. That is correct. Oh, we certainly are. This is our competition, and we owe them. Yeah, we do. I truly believe that. I truly believe that. Do you know what? As well, a draw, wouldn't it? Even if we went there.
No. A score draw would be better.
Oh, of course. I do believe we will score, because we like to have away goals. We always like to go and get an away goal and come home with that bearing in mind, having that little security of them away goals. So no, but we're definitely getting two away goals at least. I can assure you. Don't forget, I had another dream. And we won.
Good.
And I saw Jota scored, and I just can't remember who that other one was who got the header in. It looked like FirmIno. But also, I just need to give a little shout out to, he has put some comments on. He went off screen. We didn't hear off him for a while, and that's because he's actually not being well. And that's Wayne Epsley, and also to his lovely wife, Monica. They're both stewards in Anfield. Lovely people. Monica's been looking after them, and he's still, still don't think he's still right. And he actually took a funny turn when he was by Anfield, when he was walking around, because he doesn't live too far from there. So Wayne, I hope you get better. Monica, I hope you're okay as well, love, because it's hard work when you're having to look after someone. I hope you're fine and get back on the show when you can. I hope you've been watching, but get back and enjoy the game tomorrow. And then I'm just going to say good luck to our boys tomorrow. You know you can do it. You've got the passion, the determination, the skills. We love the European Cup. As we've said, it's royalty. We are the kings, the queens of the European Cup. So we're going to go there tomorrow. We're going to win. But good luck, boys. Liverpool boys. Believe in yourselves, and you'll do it. Don't forget, you're playing in their big team stadium.
What? Does anybody know why we're not playing in the Bernabeu?
Don't know.
I don't
actually.
No, I don't know.
Then players might go back to thinking, oh, I'm in the B team again and play like a B team. So this could be a little factor. Listen, we've gone to these grounds that we're not supposed to be going to, really, and we've done well in them, haven't we? Budapest.
Yeah, Budapest.
Well. So bring it on. Keep taking us to these grounds. The remoter, the better. We don't care. And I think we'll do well. And I'm looking forward to it. So on that note, boys, I'll be back tomorrow after the game at 10:30. So everyone at home across the world, all get tuning in for a very good, happy reaction show. I hope it is. We're going to do it. Have faith in your team and your boys. All stay safe, all stay well. And it's goodbye from me, Pato. Goodbye from...
Goodbye from me.
Archie. And the artist.
Goodbye from me.
Thank you for joining me. And thank you,
My
everyone at home. And we'll see you tomorrow at 10:30. Don't be late. Bye. Bye, everybody.